So we have Mr. Surya Prakash Mohapatra with us. It's great having you here. And I have three questions for you to start off. So what are some of the benefits you see in the organization for being inclusive and diverse?
Well, I see a lot of benefits for organizations if they have the right intent and convert that intent into action when it comes to diversity and inclusion. So the first thing is organizations today have become global organizations, and they have the workforce spread across the globe. So if it is an Indian company having operations across the globe, they cannot have Indians working everywhere and run the company. So you need to recruit people from different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, and so on, which will bring you the understanding and knowledge of the nuances of different countries and cultures, the laws, the regulations, the policies that exist in different countries and cultures. So that's one advantage. The other advantage is we have seen today that a diverse workforce brings in diverse perspectives, diverse ideas, diverse thoughts. And when you combine all of that, when you blend all of that, and the sum total of that can be exponentially powerful in terms of outcomes. And today, research findings suggest that organizations which promote diversity are also more profitable than organizations who do not promote diversity. Organizations which promote diversity, they have greater collaboration, they have greater innovation, they earn more profits, they earn more revenues. So advantages, the benefits are obvious.
Definitely. So that's really something that I resonate with and totally agree upon. So moving on to the second question that we have for you is, what is your biggest piece of advice for getting started with diversity and inclusion for any of the company?
So my piece of advice to the leaders would be that diversity begins with you. So you have to practice what you're preaching. So if you really have to drive diversity and inclusion in your organization, then embrace that yourself first. If you believe that you can enable the organization to become a diverse organization, enable yourself first. That's the most important thing. The second piece of advice would be to remove biases around diversity. Remove all conscious, unconscious biases. That is something that pulls us down. That is the biggest stumbling block for an organization which is trying to promote diversity, because unconsciously we engage in activities which really do not promote diversity. So I think a famous person has said that if you do not consciously promote inclusion, you are unconsciously going to promote exclusion.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So totally agreed upon that, and not taking much of your time, the last question for you would be, what are some of the competencies that you would look forward to in a D&I champion?
Well, if you look at the competency list, that could be a list of competencies. But I will just talk about two. But before I talk about it, the question that I want to ask is, the biggest champion of diversity, Mahatma Gandhi, what competencies he had when he was thrown out of the train compartment in South Africa. When he was asked to move out of the train compartment, he stood up and he refused to do that. That requires tremendous amount of guts and character. And I believe, while the list might be a bit longer, but the first and foremost competencies would be courage and character, if you really want to drive diversity and inclusion in our organization.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time. It was wonderful interacting with you. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.